everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so here we are in 2019 and I hope you've been practicing and playing along throughout your day and with me every week and just going into that space, letting go of everything that you think you know for the week, using your breath to do that, and then being able to close your eyes and to go in, calming everything, letting go, and then taking 3 long breaths, right? And this is the way that we kind of clear the slate so that we can receive feelings and thoughts and impressions and ideas that the universe wants us to know. And they just pop into your mind. And because you weren't thinking about them, that's how you know that it's not you and that it's source or that it's your higher self giving you insight or information. And the interpretation is always what's the most valuable, right? And throughout this year, I'll be teaching you and training you those ideas of discernment and how to know when it's you and when it's not you. But anyway, as you practice and follow along with this weekly wake up, I trust that you're getting better at it in your own life. So let's go ahead and tune in, go into that heart, letting go of everything that we think we know, taking 3 long breaths, and then let's see what's available for us this week. Okay, interesting. So you've all heard of the term of the white elephant, right? Like the elephant in the room and everybody sees it, but nobody talks about it. Well, this week people are going to see it and they are going to talk about it. So the things that maybe you thought you were hiding or that maybe you were hoping to get away with or that maybe you were trying to avoid, just be aware that people may address you about those issues or you yourself may see something about someone else that in the past maybe you have overlooked, but now you're not willing to. You're willing to have a conversation with them about it. So there's a lot of conversation that's up for debate or for introspective that maybe in the past you have been avoiding yourself or that you haven't wanted to bring up or talk about. So a very personalized week. You want to be mindful of the fact and how in which you approach somebody, if there's something you want to say to them or something that you're seeing about them, because this is it can be a very reactionary week. We do have an eclipse next week on Sunday, Monday, in the very early, late evening and early morning of January 20th and 21st, so like a week from now. And eclipses can be start being in effect a month before or as far as a month out. But they're usually strongest right on the day of and those 4 or 5 days following. But it doesn't mean it can't have already happened. So this is something that maybe you're already aware of. But if you're not, just know that it's personal, it's close to home, and it's about clearing the slate, right? And starting over and being honest and being real. And it always pushes us forward. It always moves us in the direction that we should be moving or that intuitively we know to be moving, but sometimes we're afraid to or we're afraid to let it go. So just know that they're just showing me an elephant in the room that people are seeing and actually talking about. Okay, so it should be an interesting week. So let's see what else is in store for us this week. There's also lots of room for creation and creating what you want. And I feel this huge alignment and just, like an artist being able to do whatever you want and create whatever you want. So there's a lot of room. It's really exciting energy. I don't know if you guys can feel this as I talk about it. It's rolling in with this wave of energy that feels really good. So it's an uplifting, open energy that allows us to kind of create from the new. So if you've just been smashed, meaning you just got fired or you just lost your connection with your roommate, or maybe your best friend isn't talking to you, or your relationship just blew up, right? Just know that if you are in the backside of something like that, there's something really that's opening and powerful for you to step into. So there's this real clearing for you to be able to create and move forward. Now, you don't have to have suffered, something bad at this time. It can be a really good thing. It's just like, wow, finally, you've been working so hard and now the opportunities are showing up, right? So just know that this is a forward energy. It's an energy that moves us closer to our destiny and to our dreams. And especially towards the end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's just this energy, again, of lifting up and pushing us forward. and it's fast. So for some of you, it might be like make your head swim or spin, right? It's just a really fast moving energy of support. This is not a time to hang on. It's a time to let go and be carried, right? Let go and be carried and trust where you're going and your instincts. And that's different than running and forcing issues, right? This is more of letting go and allowing things to be moving you in the right direction. Okay, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. So having said that, there is time to get things locked down. There is time this week to create contracts and communication and business alliances and relationships and movement and compatibility and romance. So all areas are go and moving forward. So there shouldn't be any area of your life that you're being tripped up in. And if you are, it's because we're not letting go, or we're afraid, or we're blocking the flow, or resisting something that's happening to us. And, with this eclipse that's coming up, it's a total lunar eclipse, which generally means it's really personal and emotional. And it affects you more, obviously, if it's in your sign, Leo, or if it's in the exact opposite sign of Leo, and which means 6 months before. And at the top of my head, I don't even know what that is. But anyway, you can Google it and find out information about the total lunar eclipse on January 20th and learn more about it. But just know that it can make us feel a little melancholy, a little sad, or we're letting go, right? It's a final. And this is the final in the series of eclipses of Leo. So it's a truly a letting go. And especially for some people, they'll just be able to see that it's the end and they're moving forward in a new way. So you always want to focus on the new and not resist. So this week, there's kind of just a little bit of a visceral feeling. For some people, they may feel a little bit of sadness. They may feel a little bit of feeling overwhelmed, or not feeling good enough, or feeling like, where do I go from here? All normal feelings for those who are really being affected by the eclipse. So if you're in that space, then reach out, right? Reach out to friends, reach out to support systems, or reach out to people like myself who know how to cut through that chaos and really help to guide you and give you direct, fast answers that align with you, right? So it's about not sitting in it, breathing, letting go, and moving forward. All right, let's see if there's something we need to be aware of this week. So you don't want to overplay your hand. And this is, again, it's about timing. It's about paying attention. It's about going with the flow and resisting the temptation to kind of rush and kind of, get greedy with what's going on. It's about, it's a little bit like a poker hand, right? You want to watch, you want to pay attention, you want to notice what you're seeing. And there are things that are going on that you can't see, right? That you won't be able to see. But by having a little patience and going with the flow, it's going to make it easier for you to be able to deal with whatever that other person finally shows, or whatever the reveal is, right? So just don't be impatient, and just be aware that there are other things that are working that we may not have, we may not be privy to this week, that we'll be privy to within the next 30 days, let's say, or for sure within the next 30 days. So it's about, going along methodically and trusting the process, but not being blindsided or to the idea that that you know it all, because you don't know it all. There are other things that you don't know yet. So you want to pay attention to that, and that's next week. That eclipse was going to help you with that. Unless you've just, like I said, recently been smacked over the head with something, then you probably have all the information, because that's what this is about. It's about receiving information. All right, let's see if there's anything else in store for you this week that we need to be aware of. Okay, so we need to trust ourselves, because it's really imperative that you really learn how to trust yourself and to know that you're the key, and that you have the ability inside of yourself to know exactly what to do, and you want to be able to follow that trust, and to not be afraid to use your own trust, and not to be afraid to to go in and to feel your way through things, right? So many times we go numb, or we don't want to know, and we don't look, or we bury our head in the sand and we avoid, right? This is not the time to do that, because if you're in that space in life where you're afraid, or you're afraid to pick up the phone and call somebody, you're afraid to confront a situation, this is the time during these eclipses when that sort of stuff, that behavior will blow it wide open, and it will be so much more difficult for you to deal with than just being proactive. So it's a proactive process, trusting yourself, letting go of any fear that's there, being methodical in your approach, enjoying the process, right? We always remember that if we're happiest, no matter what's going on for ourselves, it's easier then to be able to receive the information, and it's easier then to be able to see what there is to do and what not to do. But if we're, shrouding ourselves in self-doubt or fear or anxiety, everything kind of freezes up, and it makes whatever the news is coming, or the news that you've just received, so much more difficult to implement. So if you have to move because of a job relocation, or you're getting divorced, or God forbid, a friend has just passed, these are all passages of time, and it happens to all of us, and this is what life looks like. Our job is just to accept what is and do the best we can with it and move forward. And this is the kind of energy that's going to really help you move forward faster, and to get you really in that place of being your best self and really shining, and allowing your gifts to come through, because that's the whole point, right? Is to really share yourself and the things and that you were brought to this world to do and to accomplish and to enjoy. And that's a privilege, right? That we're fortunate that we have that free will, and that we're human, and that we have the ability to be co-creative. And this is and I'm going to end on that note. This week has so much co-creative energy. You co-creating with other partners, you co-creating with the universe, with the divine, with your higher self, with your family, with your friends. Just think about what it is you want to create, and then focus in that direction. And you're going to see information and alignment about maybe if you're off course, you'll be shown you're off course. If you're on target, you'll get the energy to help move you that way. So it's a really great, informative week for us, guys. So enjoy it, have fun. Thank you so much for watching the Weekly Wake Up and sharing and commenting. I really appreciate it. Have a terrific week, everybody, and I'll see you again next week.